Hey guys, we're back. This time we're taking a look at Isle of Cats Late Arrivals expansion. And this is from City of Games. It allows the Isle of Cats game to play up to 6 players, as well as giving you new options for lesson cards and a couple new boat layouts. But we're going to get right in and take a look. The first thing we have here is our rule sheet. This basically just goes over the components that are in here on this side, as well as the rules for setting up with 5 or 6 players. So there's going to be more tiles and things. And yeah, not a lot to go here, as it is just an expansion, but the big thing with this one is, unlike the original game, this did not come with bags, but I had extra bags left over from the original game that I used for the stuff in this. So we have our new cat tiles here. We have some cards. We have more baskets. We have more treasures. We have more large treasures. More fish. And more cat tokens, including the 6-player Oshax token, which is new to this. And then our player boards in the bottom. Not all wasted space in this one. They did a good job with the box, I think. So for our player boards, we have the Hammerhead board here. You can see all of them have the same layout, of course, but this has the rats and the maps are rotated around. As with the originals, they're double-sided with the family version on the back side. It has stingrays on it. And our other board has a falcon, some kind of bird on there. And again, different layout for the rats and the maps. And the flip side of that has a crane, I think that is, for the family side. So for cat tokens, we've got a bunch more of the same. I don't think there's any new shapes or anything in here. I think there's just more of them. I could be wrong on that, though. Little square guy. Maybe there are some new shapes. I am not positive on that. It does not mention whether you're supposed to keep these in the bag all the time, if they're going to change up the order of things or what. So I'm not positive on that. I think we're just going to keep ours in the bag mixed with the other ones at all times. And I'm sure someone will comment on there. But yeah, I believe there's definitely some different shapes in here, though. Like that guy. But yeah, we're going to add them to ours all the time, I think, anyway. But there's, I don't know if there's any way to differentiate these to pull them back out as well. So yeah, I think you're kind of stuck with them once you add them in. Not that that's a big problem. To add to those, you have a collection of new large treasures, the rare ones. And again, these are going to be permanently added, I think, so you don't dilute the mixture of treasure to cats. So we're going to be adding ours in there constantly and permanently along with the new cats to keep that all in balance. We do have 2 new Oshaks, and these unfortunately are only going to be used with the expansion. I don't think it matters which ones. It's just that you add 2 more to the available pile, so you probably can mix these in and out. It really won't matter, but 2 new wildcard cats to choose from. We have a bunch new of the basic treasures, and these of course are completely depending on how many players are playing the game. So those are going to be set aside and only added in if you use certain player counts. With 5 new baskets, you're going to need 2 for the new players, and then a couple, I guess, or extras for the various cards that come with the set that may give you extra permanent baskets. We have our extra fish tokens, and these, like I said, aren't going to matter if you add them into the other game or not, because you're getting 20 per turn regardless, so having more in the pool isn't going to hurt anything. And then we have our new Meeples, and you get one of each color, and those are going to be because we've got new Oshaks in here, so you can put them on there to represent what color they're becoming, as well as a new 6th player token, because you use these for your player tokens. We already had 5 colors, now they're adding a 6th one, so we have 6, and it's the awesome Oshaks. I think that's what I'm going to be using most of the time when I play, because he's just cool. And then the original 5 colors that were in the base game. And finally we have the cards, and there's 70 some new cards in here. I think there's only 2 or 3 new lessons, so that's something to keep in mind on those. All of the cards from the expansion have the little treasure chest icon in the corner here, so you can find them to remove. This is another one, I'm not sure if you're supposed to mix all of these in permanently or not. I think we're going to do it just because it's going to add more to that awesome deck already, and it's kind of a pain to pull them in and out depending on the player count, so may just shuffle them in. I'm going to have to look and do more research to see if that is something that's okay to do and leave permanently, but more of the same pretty much of everything in there. But like I said, I think there are 2 unique new lesson cards in there that aren't in the base set. At least that's my understanding. There may be more, because I know there's more than that in there. But oh, there you go. They actually covered that right in the rules. There's 70 new cards that should only be used in playing 5 or 6 players. 70 new discovery cards include 2 new lesson modules, which can be left in. But yeah, so I guess we're not supposed to leave those in. So that's a little fiddly to put those in and out, but how often do you play with 6 players, I guess, so it shouldn't be that difficult. We'll just have to store them separately so they don't get mixed together. But that's a look at everything that comes in the Late Arrivals expansion for Isle of Cats. The addition of 2 new boats to change things up slightly. There's not a lot of difference in them. Like I said, it's the location of the rats and the location of the maps and colors, so it does switch it up a little bit. Randomizing who gets what of those can add a little bit more variety to your games. Having all these new cats, and like I said, there are a couple new designs in there. This 6 guy is the one that comes to mind. He's one of the easiest. There's a 4 square too. But definitely those will add even more to your game. You're going to shuffle those in really early on. I don't even know if you'd notice the difference, but it's cool to have extra options in there. The 2 new Oshaks are cool. The new player token is awesome. Like I said, I'm definitely stealing that. That's going to be mine. And yeah, there's not a lot to say about it. If you enjoy the original game, you're going to like this. It doesn't really add a ton of new content. Some new shapes to the cats and 2 new lesson cards. But other than that, it's more of the same, just so you can enjoy the game with more players. As for if you should get it or not, if you already have the game but you're only playing at 1 to 4 players, there isn't a lot here. These 2 new shapes for the Oshaks and the 2 new lesson cards is really all you're getting out of this. Some new shapes in here which are kind of neat. I will not lie about the cool new cat tiles, but I don't know if it's really worth it for you. If you're playing and you want 5 or 6 players, definitely. If you're not ever hitting the 6 player mark, it's something you can hold off on and pick up later, I think. It's not a huge must-have item. That said, I'm glad I picked it up, and I'm not sure we'll play at the 6 player count, but I know everybody's going to greatly appreciate the new tiles in there to change things up a little bit. So I can see it going both ways. It's definitely up to you if it is something that's worth adding to your collection. If you have the original game, I said if you really enjoy the original game, you're probably going to get this just to add it, even if you don't ever play it 6 players. That's just my thought on it. But that's going to wrap it up for our look at the Isle of Cats Late Arrivals. As always, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.